step out of the vortex in order to focus with anyone about anything that they don't want. That's not our job. Our job is step 2 of the process of creation. Step 1, that's your job, but it's not something you have to work very hard at. Life just brings it to you. Contrast causes you to know what you don't want, to know what you do want. So you're launching rockets all day, every day. Step 2, that's our job. Source energy, inner being, non-physical. We stand in the vibrational frequency of the furthest launch that you have offered. And we stand in vibrational alignment with the total package of that which you have expanded to. Through all that you've been living, that's where your inner being, that's where that which you call God stands. In utter knowing of who you are. Step 3 is your job, and it's what the art of allowing is all about. Step 3 is you got to find somehow, some way, thought by thought, subject by subject, day by day, moment by moment, to be in vibrational alignment with who you've become. And if you succeed at it, or if you're sort of succeeding at it, you thrive. You have tears of appreciation running down your face. If you don't accomplish it, then you have something less than that. But it's always there as guidance letting you know. Well, that's as clearly as we've ever spoken it, and you've received it as well as any group of non-believers could. Well, you see, you don't believe in your vortex in the way we do, because we're standing in it as the vibrational essence of it, and we have full knowledge of all that you've become. So as we stand in full knowledge of all that you've become, we don't fret for a moment about where you stand in the absence of anything you want, because we know it's only a vibration away. You say, oh, it's not just a vibration away, it's a manifestation away. It could be years. And we say, only if you're diligent about poking around where you are. In other words, there could be an instant manifestation. You could be vibrationally up to speed with who you really are now, because who you really are is a done deal. Vibrationally speaking, it's done. But you mostly don't do that because we love you very much. You are so hung up on what is. You've gotten so used to focusing your eyes and ears and fingertips and your nose and your tongue. You are so good at interpreting your physical life through your sensual senses that you are not as practiced at enjoying the vortex, because in the beginning, the vortex isn't vivid to you like real life manifestation is. Look around this beautiful room. Ooh, cool. Look around this beautiful room. In other words, there is so much to enjoy in an environment like this. You get to hear this beautiful voice, infinite intelligence, letting you know who you really are. How delicious is that, to hear that moving through the vibration of your eardrum and get to feel the fullness. You get to see one another in this beautiful room. You were out in the freeways and moving through the city. In other words, physical life experience in all of its manifested glory is so intoxicatingly attractive because you are interpreting it with so many of your senses. And we get it that when you come to a gathering where this man calls his wife Abraham, and she must be a sort of split personality because she refers to herself as we, points at the floor, insists it's a vortex, and tells you to get in it. In other words, there's a vortex. There's a vortex where who you really are is, and we know you look over there and you don't really see the vortex. Because it's a concept that we are painting for you, but it's a reality that you can vibrationally translate into immediate emotion. In other words, when you're in the vortex, you feel clear. When you're in the vortex, clarity is your experience. When you're in the vortex, you feel vital and alive. You feel love. Appreciation and passion are pouring through you when you're in the vortex. In other words, the vortex is a feeling place. It's a confirming place of the wholeness of all that you are. And if you like that feeling enough that you're willing to give up some of the reality that's more vivid, like car crashes and roadkill, well, we're just kidding, because we know there are a lot of things that are beautiful in your world, but there are some things in your world that aren't so beautiful that you still look at because you feel compelled to look at anything that is manifested because it is reality, and you think that because it is reality that it deserves your attention. And we say some of it does, but some of it doesn't. Don't let the fact that it's reality be the compelling reason that you're looking there instead of feeling your way into the vortex. And as you make the decision that you're going to spend less time focused upon what is, especially if some of what is isn't pleasing to you. And you know, it's funny. You don't just focus upon what is. You focus upon your imagination of what is going to become that you're not going to like even more. In other words, oh, it's bad now, but it could be so much worse. And so we just want to bring your attention to the fact that you're really good at the what isness, and even at using your imagination about the negative what isness. Why not use your desire to feel good as your reason to feel your way into the vortex? And then, so you sift through the contrast and you know what you don't want, which causes you to know what you do want. And we're not even talking about the words that you speak, like I'm sick and I want to be well, or I don't have enough money and I want more money. Sure, that's all part of it. But we're talking about the in the moment experiences that you have all day, every day, where more just erupts for you, where the newer idea comes. It comes to you all day, every day, and it is born out of the contrast that you are living, because contrast is what causes all of us to be able to focus. Without contrast, you could not even see with your eyes. Without contrast, you could not distinguish sounds. Without contrast, there could not be vocabulary or communication. Without contrast, you could not sensually feel with your fingertips or taste with your tongue. Everything about your experience is a vibrational contrasting experience, and it is the focusing of that contrast that gives you the moment of perception in the moment that you are perceiving. In other words, focus is what it's all about. So here you are, leading edge consciousness out here, focusing on variety, knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want, and sending off these rockets of desire, not just the words you speak as you make your statements or your goals or you pray your prayers for solutions, but you are asking, sending these rockets out, and the source within you, the non-resistant, always ready, up to speed, who you were before you came, but always up to speed with who you've become, inner being part of you, receives the fullness of each and every new request and becomes it completely. Not later, not sooner or later, now, right now, becomes it immediately. So when you're sick and you ask for wellness, the source within you, the vibrational part of you that precedes all manifestations, becomes weller than you were before you were sick, richer than you were before you realized you didn't have enough money, clearer than you were before you were confused. In other words, the contrast causes that part of you to focus into leading edge experience. So now, how did that go? I was source energy. I came into sharper focus in my physical experience and focused into beingness, something that source now immediately became. So you caused leading edge, and source now holds leading edge for you to catch up with the leading edge that you caused. See how it works? Now, because you caused the leading edge, if you don't catch up, you're going to feel the deprivation of not keeping up with the leading edge that you caused. See how it works? So anytime you feel less than good, it's because you caused an expansion which the larger part of you is holding, but the physical part of you is holding back temporarily. And why are you holding back? Because you're so excited about what is, you can't take your eyes off of it. You seem to be excited about it even when you hate it. You seem to be excited about it even when you don't like it, even when it's not serving you. And you know why we think you are excited about it even though it's not serving you? Because it's what you talk about mostly. Look where I am. See how I feel. Shine a spotlight on me right now. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Is there an online chat group that I could join with others who are standing right here where I am? And we say, yeah, there is. There is. They'll all come and complain with you. So we don't mean to make it sound as if we think everything that you're focusing on is not pleasing to you. However, when you're focusing upon something in your what is that is pleasing to you, that means that your inner being, that the source within you, that the non-physical part of you, that the Abraham within you, that the source within you, that the God within you, whatever you want to call that part of you that is non-physically focused, is in you. That part is joining you in that thought. So there's no separation. In other words, when you're loving someone, source is right there with you. When you are appreciating, when you are looking for positive aspects, when you are reveling in the beauty of something, there's no separation because source is right there with you. Now, follow us on this. So you were source energy before you came into this physical body, and the larger part of you still remains non-physically focused. A part of you came into this important personality that is you, where you're sifting and sorting and becoming more, but sometimes temporarily not letting yourself become it. But the source within you is becoming it in the incremental moments that you give birth to it. The source within you has become it. And now you've got to become that too if you are to feel really good. So let's say you're focused in your body as you are. Here you are, clumps on chairs, a beautiful room, magnificent city. Here you are so poignantly, vitally, physically alive right here, right now. And as you're here right now, appreciating something, so watch this. You were non-physically focused. A part of you came forth into this consciousness. You gave birth to more. The source energy part of you became it. And right now you're allowing the fullness of that back into your physical body. The fullness of that back into your physical body. And the thing that we want you to hear above anything that we ever say, although we have to tell you it's about the only thing we ever say. The thing that we want you to feel mostly is that this is why you be here in this physical body. You said, I'll go and figure out how to be more, and then I'll figure out how to line up with more so that all that I am can be pointedly with me in this leading edge moment, experiencing the more. You see? A lot of people won't experience it till they croak. They've given birth to it. Their source became it, but they're holding themselves vibrationally apart from it because they're still doing too much of the step one work, knowing what I don't want work. But when you really get the fullness of that which is you, then you can begin reveling in your moments. It's fun interacting with you because you, even as individuals, are at various stages of allowing and resisting. In other words, sometimes you're in a moment where you are really allowing the fullness of who you are, and sometimes you're not. And we want you to understand that it doesn't matter whether you are or are not completely allowing the fullness of who you are in any moment, because there's always another moment in which you can do that. We want you to remember that the source within you is always focused upon the solution. Always focused upon the solution. So anytime you're asking the question again or focused upon the problem again, you are separating yourself to some degree from the solution that is already solutioned. In other words, it's already done. There will be a lot of new words today. Write them all down. After all, this is the leading edge. That old dictionary, past tense. So when you start utilizing the contrast of your physical life in the way that you really meant to, in this open-ended, eagerly and willing to participate in life at its fullest, out here on the leading edge, on the bloody leading edge. When you're out here on this leading edge, you're going to be offering a tremendous amount of expansion all day, every day. Every moment is producing some of it for you. And the better you keep up with it, the better you feel. But if you don't keep up with it, there's just going to be a joyous reunion when you do keep up with it. In other words, the solution feels good no matter when it comes. And you have the ability to always find the solution. You're calling the shots here. In other words, you are the creator of your experience. You are the creator of your experience. And you have so much resourceful source backup. You have the energy that creates worlds pouring through you, but you've got to be in a vibrational place that allows it to flow to you and through you in order for that to happen. So now you know everything we know. Have a very nice day. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. In the spirit of time. We have enjoyed this interaction more than words can convey. You are doing extremely well. Go general for a while. Go general, go general, go general, until you establish your real connection with this powerful source. And then witness the details beginning to fill in, and then describe them.